and myself.
What age is a good age to give a child a telephone? A lot of people could debate if they should have it at a young age, if a teenager is old enough, if an adult should be the only people who have these cell phones. But what about a young child around 11? One could argue that they're not mature enough to handle a phone yet. One could say they could be a teenager or when they could afford it themselves. But over time, since 2004, the percentage has increased of children who do have cell phones. When we look at ourselves, we probably think, how did we ever get by without one when we were their age? And we're all still here to talk about it. But 85% of kids 14 to 17 have phones. 69% of children 11 to 14 still have phones. Come here. 31% of age 8 to 10. This young gentleman is 11 years old and falls into the 69% range. He's only in middle school, 6th grade, and one would say he could be a little too young for a cell phone or to have the responsibility of something like that. But there are a few reasons and pros to having a cell phone. Security. My child is only a text away from me. Are you okay? Is there anything I need to know? If he's scared, if he's not sure what to do. By simply giving him a cell phone, I can now reach out to him at any time and text him and make sure what he's doing, and he can text me back. There is some pros for the children as well. They feel a little more secure in the fact that they can also reach out to an adult if they need anything. Many children are home alone in the afternoons. Many children walk to school, take buses. So it does give you a little bit of safety to know where this child is during the evenings or during the afternoons. Now there are some downsides to it as well. They say most children, probably about 80%, sleep with their phones in bed with them. Well, we all know it makes you want to pick it up and text, see what somebody had tweeted you. So it does take away from their sleep, and yet his age, sleep is important to his development as well. So there could be some concerns on that side. Additional, cyberbullying is a huge concern these days. And are children at this age prepared to know the difference between right and wrong? What you should say, what's not funny, what is funny, and how to pull themselves away from getting involved in those type of conversations. There are a few things as adults that we can do as well, though, to prevent some of these concerns. Like having conversations with my child, asking what he's doing, who he's getting texts from. Is there anything he wants to talk about that he saw? You can monitor the time that they're on these phones, the activities that they perform on them, along with teaching them some responsibilities by having this phone and being able to take care of it. There's a cost to this phone. If they break it, what does it hurt them? Their allowance. Have them pay for it. You do want to stay away from things like the GPS locators. There's some good points to having them on the phones, but they could also allow people to track your child that you don't want to. There are a few things as a teens, he's a little young for this now, but teenage texting and driving is actually worse cause of accidents than drinking and driving. Most teens feel like they can be multitasking while they're driving their car. They know they can watch the road while they're texting their friend or seeing what somebody just posted on Facebook. But that does tend to result in car accidents and up to death. And it could be more severe than drinking and driving. So that is something important to think about when you give your teen a phone. But like I said, there are good reasons. Peace of mind. You can reach them. You can talk to them. Comfort for your child. He can feel secure knowing that at any time he can get a hold of me. If he's nervous, there's something wrong. He can reach out to friends. It helps promote socialness. He can text his friends, do homework together, ask questions. It also teaches them, like I said, responsibility, taking care of something, not breaking it, being responsible for it. It could also promote relationships within your family. They can now reach out to relatives, people out of town, people that they may not talk to on a normal basis, but with their cell phone they can reach out to these guys now. And it does save you money in the long run if you don't need landlines, which most people get away from once they have these cell phones. So in conclusion, some may say that they're too young, some may say that they should be older. Today's society and the unsafe things that we see on news with shootings and kidnappings and things, I think it makes sense that children at this age, as long as they're mature enough to handle it, have their cell phones. Me as a parent, I feel more comfortable knowing that in an emergency, my child can notify me and let me know where they are, what's going on, or if likewise I was in an emergency, I can notify somebody as well. So some people disagree, but I see a cell phone as a young child as a pro. Thank you.